Dude, I know the price is down, dude, but I know the price is down, dude, but like I'm loving this. What a fucking dream. This dude, like, man, there's a lot of money out there, and there aren't a lot of people with hex. That means we get all the gains, you know? Like, you want in on the hex shares? Oh, you need Hedron. Like, oh, like there's only 20,000 Wattses. Like, there aren't that many listed for a reasonable price anymore. Um, we'll see how everything like stabilizes and whether like this $2 per million is a bottom or not. I think a lot of it might have to do with Icosa and the timing of the artwork, but just like there's so much money out there and just so much fucking trash, just the worst of the worst, and just like I'm sitting here pretty, dude. Like I'm chilling, dude. This was the easiest bear market I could have ever had. We have Alex starting to stream. We have Maxim broadcast. Dude, his content's awesome. Like, oh, dude. This is the best community ever. Dude, we just have the best founders, we have the best devs, we have the best community, we have the best yield systems. Like, when Richard Hart says, like, what else do you want? We can't win any harder. Like we start winning fucking harder. Like, I don't even fucking get it. It doesn't even fucking make sense. It genuinely doesn't make sense how awesome this community is. Like, who cares if we go down to a penny? It just makes that upside potential on the next run even higher. Like, could you imagine if Icosa goes to ceiling price while Hex is at a penny? Like, could you imagine what would happen? Like, the rubber band effect of this system is just too fucking awesome. Like, I don't mind shares personally. Like, I don't mind 15-year stakes because then I can just like incorporate them in my ladder. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And then like make a Voltron stake at the end of the 15 years because those shares are going to expire, man. And that share rate is going to ratchet the fuck up. And if you have all the shares, dude, you're getting all the Hedron. Like, this game is very fun. And as soon as people can start learning how to use the auctions and not get nuked by gas and all these other things, man, like, I see a very bright future.
Hell yeah, dude. I agree with you. Is that what you're doing then? You like keeping one or two that you just never end stake them?
Well, I haven't like won any HSIs really. I think I won like one just to test the waters and stuff. It was a very small one. I'm just staking right now. I'm going to let everybody else go do their thing and burn all the Hedron, and I'll just get paid for it. So,
Well, oh no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So like in the Icosa pool is that like you got all your wallets, like many wallets, compounding and everything, but then are you just keeping like one stake that you only add to keep your points
um,
and just add to more points to them, or are you always compounding?
always compounding. I reset one of my stakes the other day because I was lazy, and I instantly regretted it. And I shouldn't have. It wasn't a big stake, so it didn't matter. And I added more to my position in another like wallet, but like don't add to existing stakes in the Icosa pool. It does. I think it will turn out to do like exponential percentage points of damage to your overall position. At least
Okay.
for the first year. Like Like as soon as things start changing, you have to
Yeah.
change your opinion, right? But like at the end of the day, you don't need to reset it. You could just like start a new stake, and those new coins still have the new rate, just as if you reset them, and your old coins still have the better rate. So, and then you're just more flexible, and you don't have to take a penalty.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm still pumped from that huge burn yesterday in the Watsas. Like, holy shit, dude. I couldn't even believe that.
Oh, what an awesome like get somebody to sell the bottom, like a big player to sell the bottom like that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so
And
great.
everybody's
I was like,
percentage
oh
went
my
up
god.
so big.
Yeah, it's fucking great. 120 B points, dude. Just like that, gone forever. Never can be reacquired. Like, that's sweet.
I think that that's really bullish for Watsa because I was really watching like how the payouts worked. Now we aren't seeing a ton of recycling right now. So a lot of these like numbers are very variable and very dynamic. But like the Watsas pay very, very good in terms of yield acquired for the dollar for the percentage of the pool. And there's a lot there for like $2 per million or less. Like this is just about accumulating shit while the bear is here. And like there will be a point, I believe, where Icosa goes to $1, $2, $10. Um, all of this shit's going to go up with it. And then that does promote other people to burn too. So that was a really bullish day for Watsas. I was really shocked. Like, and that was, that was $150,000 Watsa off of I think what it was 21 million raised or something. That's a good percentage, dude. What is that? 10. So that 1/200th, right? Would be 1/200. So that like half a percent of the total supply of Watsas was burnt in a day. Like mind blowing.
Booyah. Good day,
Mr.
my fellow
Rich.
Mexicans.
Amazing.
Dude, I
Are we
fell asleep
ready?
on my fucking couch last night listening to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry if you said anything.
That's what we thought, because I asked you a couple questions, silence, and then we saw your phone about an hour later turn off. But yeah, no, we had a great conversation. Kismet's a very insightful person, and as we all are, in our own ways. So yeah, I'm just spreading good cheer to all my fellow Hexicans. Um, and yeah, just really, really excited about what the future holds for all of us.
I'm telling you, man, there ain't anything better. Like, remember that video that just popped up where like Richard's like, "We fucking super duper won. You can't win any harder." And then like Icosa, Hedron, and Watts has come out. It's just like, oh my god, we're winning harder. How is that even possible? Everything went to zero, boys. If you want to earn trustless, safe yield on your money, the only motherfucking game in town is motherfucking Hex, baby. 100% uptime still.
You
And just
never
like
let me
Eric
down,
Wall,
Mike.
and just like Eric Wall says, or everybody says, with time you earn trust. Like over time, more and more people are just going to keep seeing the Hexicans win, and they're going to do what I did. They're going to dump their shit coins, and they're going to join Hex. I don't like ETH anymore, man. I had at one point, on top of the bull market, I think I had like 10 ETH or something, 12 ETH. At the top of the market, that was a lot of money, man. And it's like, dude, I view it as a shit coin now. And it's just like all of my work, and I dropped out of college to learn about crypto and stuff and to just put all my time into this. And it's like, this is where all my research has led me. There ain't anything fucking better. And wait till we have Pulse Chain. Wait till we have our own AMM. Like, it is just that much better. All the fucking Ethereum shit, we get all of our fucking updates basically for free. Thank you, open source code. We don't have the development costs of all these other fucking retards. Hex is a bank without fucking stockholders, without just the token shareholders. It's a little bit of a different system, but we don't have employees to pay. We don't have fucking expensive buildings. Dude, banks are closing all around the U.S. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed. In certain cities, like banks just have been shutting down because it's not profitable to have a storefront because of the real estate costs for commercial. You have insurances and all of these things. Hex not having that is the greatest fucking thing ever, because that means the price can just keep going up. Like, this is I'm one of those sick fucks where it's like, if I have a stake that's worth like a certain amount of money, $5-10 million, I would restake for 15 years just to maintain my share rate. And like, I know a lot of other Hexicans who want to do that too. We're all allowed to take profits. We're allowed to sell, and it's part of the game. But like, dude, the shares, like, I didn't put much in for Pulse Chain, man. I staked my Hex. All I saw was this is the most bullish thing for Hex in the world. And dude, all of those people, they gave up their Hex, all of their Hex. And remember, back during the Pulse sacrifice, I think it was like 15,000 Hex a share. All those shares are gone. Like, this is just, you can't have a better like setup for Hex going on its own little bull run. Like,
oh yeah,
like we just a little bit more shaking of these weak hands, get a couple more guys out of the system. And like, dude, all of a sudden, dude, Hex can, I think, be at $1 very easily.
Oh, on Twitter, dude, every day you see I think it's the Hex whale bot or whatever, posts large transaction, and it's just EES all the time. Like every day there's another huge one. So those shares they're just gone. That's bullish.
And remember, in Hex, like, I think a lot of people don't understand how the system really works. So if you go and start a 15-year stake today, the thing is that you lock that share rate for 15 years. And remember, all these OGs with all their shares, they do have more than most of us. But as they claim and they sell down the price of Hex, or they restake and they lose the share rate, your shares, because you locked after them, you have like a better share rate for a certain amount of time past them. And there is a lot of opportunity for people who see this as in my opinion, the new monetary system of the world. Like, it has everything. It has a bond market, tradable shares. Like, this is like, I see a lot of countries wanting to do this, and it's just like, playing the big game. Like, I have two 15-year stakes. It was a big portion of my portfolio, but it's just like, with Hedron, it was such a good play. And you get paid to hold your shit. Like, this is awesome. Like, view your T shares as a business. Like, your T share, like, why doesn't Michael Saylor sell his entire company for $1 billion? Well, because it makes him money every single month. That's why. Like, and if you start viewing shares as like a business that produces Hedron and just appreciates in value, it's just like, you can sell, well, like, you're probably going to take a loss in the end game. Like, people think I'm nuts for locking up for 15 years on like my, not all my Hex, but I got long like stake length, is because like I believed, like, and it's just like, we don't know what else could be built. Like, literally, Richard designs his stuff to be like pro Hex. Even look at like Hedron and Icosa. If that isn't bullish, like, this entire ecosystem just completely bullish on Hex. I don't know what is. And like, there's a ton of people who broke stakes, myself included. I broke some close stakes to accumulate some like Hedron and like Watsa and Icosa. But that's for like, I see a bigger game to be played because I want to accumulate shares. All my buddies have I had some buddies who they have a lot of shares. Big payday, bought in early. This is our chance to catch up. They don't know the system like we do. They're going to keep dumping their hex. And go ahead, because then you can't relock up. I know Rich talks about this being the most fair crypto, and it is. It is. Everything's on chain. Everything's verifiable. And I think Richard would do anything for us and for the Hex protocol itself. Even though he doesn't
I have
to.
the perfect interjection to that, Mike. All right, I got 3 words for you: early end stake.
Yeah,
that's the wild card, and that's the wild card the OA could actually use as a proof of benevolence in regards to Hex.
I kind of think that it already is there, just because like there's a lot of stakes that are bleeding, and I don't believe all of those are regular people. I can't say for sure, but if you ever look at another Hex.win.
Yeah, that would make more sense. At the same time, the psychology of people having enough money to where they get out, so to speak, proverbially. And I think that it's tough to say you're not going to do the EES function when Hex hits $20. You know what I mean? Or even $10. There's going to be a lot of people doing it, and that's what I think is going to be the third stage rocket fuel for the end of this next bull market.
Dude, I even had to stop myself. I EES some shit. I think it was worth it because I'm trying to accumulate more shares with the HSIs and stuff, and I'm very confident in my choice to do it, and it's just healthy for the ecosystem. That was the way I justified it. But like so many other people are just like, dude, as soon as they see $1, they are going to run. I ain't fucking EESing my 15-year stakes. Get the fuck out of here. Like my 10-year stakes, dude, you know how much that shit's been accumulating?
Yeah, no offense to DJ, love DJ, but he even said, he's gonna do some EES at like 30 or 40 cents. I'm like, maybe you were in the chat when he said that, but listen, it's a different game depending on how much money you have in the system. So therefore, it actually, when people have enough, it incentivizes them in some sort of weird, odd way to do that, and that benefits the system in the sense that it being a fair system of money, meaning, you can't have people that control this monetary system generationally, and that's, I think, the biggest problem of the world is all these fucking spoiled brats that never worked hard, and they're weak people with a lot of money. The only people that should have a lot of money are the strong people.
The payout per T-share has been going up like I predicted, even though everybody wanted to argue with me. And just to let you know, if you do the math, there's always variables in these dynamic systems. The payout per T-share will go up. And like if you're the last guy standing with all the shares, dude, you end up with all the stuff. I'm not saying that's likely. There's always going to be guys who restake for 15 years and shit. But like I was one of the early people fighting people in Pulse Chain, being like, "Yo, you sacked for Pulse Chain and you didn't buy Hex? Are you retarded? Like, are you actually fucking retarded?" I told everybody a long time ago, at least 10% of your Hex portfolio should be put into a 15-year stake. I'm not saying you have to, but at 10%.
That rolling 15-year stake is definitely where it's at. Like if you can start rolling stakes every year and throw them out cuatro cinco, and then take that time frame and move it down to 6 months or even 3 months, every 3 months having a 15-year stake coming out, you know, like that's definitely, in my opinion, that's the best way to stay in the system and benefit from it the most.
You know, you have this idea with Hedron now. I don't know if we're going to ceiling price anytime soon. I think that it might take a little while. But Hedron doesn't have to be at neither Hedron or Icosa have to be at ceiling price for them to be useful. They can be way below and still be just a really valuable token. You know, if we ever got to 50% parity, do you guys actually know what that means? What it means is if you buy $1 million of Hex, that means over the life of its stake, it will earn you, you know, you have price variable and stuff, but assuming that the price never moved and we were at 50%, you put in $1,000. Not only are you earning more Hex, but you're going to be getting paid all of that Hedron over the life of the stake. You'll earn half of your money back just in Hedron. And like for regular investors, they can't even mentally comprehend that kind of information. They're like, wait, so my number's going up and I'm earning Hedron? Yes. And you could go buy more Hex, or you could participate in the auctions, or you just sell your Hedron. You know, it doesn't matter. But this entire system was literally meant for just gains with a Z. You know, I remember telling people, yo, dude, like, you know what Hex does? It was designed to be the highest appreciating asset in human history. And people look at me like I'm crazy. And I know why I shouldn't say that. But it's fucking true. Everything in this system was for just literally gains with a Z. No exponential like risks. And like, dude, you know who all the profits really go to? All the stakers, man. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, to be invested in something like where you have better hands, and if people EES, you get paid for it. Yeah, they nuked the price a little bit, but their shares expired and you got paid for that EES. And now on top of it, your position just got stronger. Like, staking through this bear market was like best thing ever. And I don't even know if I have one stake that I could maybe sell, but I might not even sell it, man. Like, I'll be real, like the share rate, man, don't underestimate it. Do not. When there are only, in the future, there's only 5 million shares, or 4 million shares, whatever, 6 million, like, you're gonna be glad that you have a couple shares. Shares are only $500 for a year right now. What an awesome buy. I've been telling people dollar cost since Hex hit 2.7 cents. I have been telling people dollar cost average, man. Like, this is where you just put some money in every month, every week, or whatever. Take some money from your business, like me, or if you have, like you're working, dude, building up to that big position. There's infinite amounts of more money out there, guys. Like, there's infinitely more money, but there's less shares.
I heard a statistic that The hex supplies increased 0.5% since Big Payday. The sell-off is not because the system doesn't work. It's 100% because weak hands who got in for 100x gains are disappointed because they got in too late and now they're selling. And like, it's really just the weak hands that don't own any T shares to begin with. They were too afraid to stake.
Hart's fighting them out on purpose, I believe, because he realizes that that is better for the future of Hex. Yeah, that's funny.
If you're going to sell your hex because Richard has a big PP license plate, after we just slaughtered everybody in the last bull run, and you think that the price is going down because of the big PP license plate, you're obviously retarded and you're probably not staking then. And it's like, dude, I remember, so one of the hex clones was called Wise. Go buy it. You'll lose all your money. Trust me. No hex clone will ever compare. Or like, this guy had like about 1 billion hex or something. It was like 500 million hex, and the guy's like, "Fuck you, Richard." He's like, "You went and you know." This was like when he was moving the ETH around or whatever, and like, who cares? Like, that's his money, man. You gave it up, and the guy EES'd his bag, bro, and he sold everything on the market to start Wise token. And go look at that chart. It's so
wow,
bad.
So essentially, at the top of the last bull market, he's like, I could add $250 million if I wasn't a fucking idiot.
Well, dude, he EES'd. This was prior to Big Payday. So, like, he nuked, you know, all that hex would have been worth, yeah, like 250 million at the top. He sold it for pennies. He invented Wise token, and then like they tried to virtue signal with like, oh, we're going to go put our ETH so everybody can cash out and shit. Guess what? All that shit's locked in there. All that shit's like everyone's so fucking retarded.
Yeah, people that are selling their hex right now are the people that sold Bitcoin at $2.
Why is this kind of like where, you know, the U.S. monetary system has been copied over and over and over again, but if you have a shitty country that's copying it, like, I don't know, fucking, I don't want to talk shit anybody's country, so I'm afraid to say what country, but let's say, for example, Afghanistan. Yeah, if Afghanistan had the U.S. monetary system, it still wouldn't be a superpower. Like, part of the reason the dollar is so strong is because the American population is like hyper educated, hyper aware of technology and everything. That seems to be going downhill, but in general, like, you need a nice, strong community with a business oriented to have a good ecosystem. Like, you're in a vacuum. You can't just have a good system and then buy it and then keep buying it yourself and then hope the price goes up. Like, you need a lot of businessmen who are making money already to buy your token and then hold it and then buy more and just keep buying it and buying it. And that's what we're doing. Like, I can see a lot of business oriented people in Hex, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. I was just gonna say, imagine when people realize that there's a fiat on and off ramp and a bank that's there that the SEC can't touch. And so that literally like ensures the future of Hex, like even more than all other cryptos.
Dude, this is where we take over. You know, like when Richard's in that movie and he says, this is the new 1%. We're going to own 90% of everything. Dude, even these traditional finance guys, these multi-billionaires, they're fucking retarded. All right? Mark Cuban, fucking wrecked. Fucking the
Yeah, you know
Mr.
what?
Wonderful fucking wrecked.
It's just
Like Michael
it's just
Saylor
a
wrecked.
cycle. It's a cycle. How many people get extremely rich and have it to where they don't start resting on their laurels? You know, it's like how hungry you are for success or even truth determines how much of that you get.
And also the old system rewards people, maybe on purpose, who are very gullible and very like they're not gullible, but like the credit system is based on
I mean,
how well
yeah,
can you follow rules, like how well can you do the thing that you're
but
supposed to do as a
yeah,
citizen and pay, like it's not
right, yeah,
necessarily the smartest people. It's literally the people who follow the rules.
yeah. A broken system rewards not the most just people.
This is team win, baby. Like I know we haven't had a green candle in a bit here, boys. But you know, to be fair, that run up leading to 50 cents was pretty fucking gnarly. And
Yeah,
we did need the pullback, but that does leave this opportunity
no
for the
worries,
rest of us.
no worries
I
whatsoever.
mean, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin at $2. I wish I would have bought at 30 and then bought more at 2. You know?
At 30, oh, doxing yourself, Mike. I had this feeling like, you know,
I wish
I
I
just
was
had
there
this
at all.
feeling
Like I was
about
calling Bitcoin retarded at $300 because I didn't understand it. I was like, I don't get it. And as soon as it started going past 1,000, I started like being like, what is this thing? You know?
first time I looked into crypto, literally, I think I had someone coming over to help me 2 or 3 days later buy my first crypto. And then shortly thereafter, I started, I was just, you know, searching YouTube. And this was before there was a million influencers on YouTube. There were still a lot, but somehow I came across Richard Hart, like literally my first few days into crypto. And yeah, it's he was right all along. That's all there's to it. So
And
yeah,
boys, everybody who didn't buy Hex in this last bull run, I've talked to multiple people. Again, like you know, I'm number one Hex shill. Just to let you guys know, I am pumping your bags every time I talk to another human being. That's why I don't have any friends. But like, I have had many people. I just
hey,
talked to my neighbor
I'm
last
your
night.
friend. I'm your friend, Mike.
That actually means a lot. You as a friend means a lot. But my neighbor, dude, like he you know, I went up to him. I was just like, "Oh, how's the bear market treating you?" I was like, "I bet you thought I lost all my money, didn't you?" And I was like, "Nope, kicking fucking ass, kicking fucking ass still." And he couldn't believe it. And he even told me that he still today he will go and check the Hex price once in a while. I talked to a lady at the dog park. She still likes Hex. She hasn't bought any, and her husband's not interested yet. But like she's looking at it every day. You know, she'll go and check the price and see what's going on. There are some believers out there. They just haven't bought yet. They
I
want to
got
buy the green candle once the bottom
I
is
would say
initiated.
people that are into cannabis early, the cannabis industry are very intelligent people. Well, I'm going to be working with the top cannabis guy in Hawaii and got him. He's a Hexican now. It didn't take him long. At first, he's like, "Oh, it looks like a scam," and I'm like, "No, just do some research." And then he comes back a few days later. He's like, "I'm a Hexican." So you know, these are the type of people like Kevin. You know, you're saying just the very intelligent business people is starting to get their attention, and there's actually a lot that are already in, but more will be coming. And yeah, the future is extremely bright. This bear market sentiment doesn't even affect me. If anything, it just makes me look crazy because I'm saying the opposite of what everyone else is saying.
It's hard to do that, man. It's sometimes really hard to be the contrarian. That's why I actually like Eric Wall. You know,
yeah,
he does.
I love that role. I've always been a rebel in that sense, and it's part of the reason why I didn't get caught up in the rat race, and I chose to be a farmer so I could kind of like live on the fringes of just keep my toes dipped into the system, and that's it, but not be controlled by it. And so the truth is not with the majority. 100%, it is not. Doesn't mean it, there'll be cycles where it's more in the majority and less in the majority, but I've taken the road less traveled, and it's made all the difference.
Dude, like this is it, boys. Everybody knows about us. You know why Richard's being so fucking loud? Because they'll hear it and be like, "Oh God, it's the Hex guy with all the Rolexes." Well, at least they know about us. And once they start buying, man, let me tell you, when you buy Hex and you see that green candle, or any token really, but especially Hex, because you're earning that additional yield, like it starts to make more believers out of you, and you start seeing why everybody says Hex is the greatest thing. Dude, like we'll go to $1 and have more buy pressure. As stupid as that sounds, we will have way more buy pressure at $1 than we will here at 2 cents.
Yep, good old human psychology. Most people are sheep.
Dude, like look,
Yeah.
like even like Mark Cuban and Michael Saylor fell victim. He's like what, in the top 1% of the world. He fell victim to green candle syndrome. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I used to follow green candle syndrome. You see a green candle and your like body like impulsively wants to FOMO buy the top, and it's just
really,
like human nature.
It's all related to delayed gratification. It's people that aren't patient enough, right? It's like we need to be patient. Also this, maybe certain people are just, the impatience leads them to overlook how cycles happen. And, kind of like that meme where you have the guy wearing the mask, that one troll guy wearing the mask, and he's all upset and angry behind the mask, but his mask is all happy. It's like, hold on one second.
My only regret in crypto was talking about an altcoin in the Hex chat and getting yelled at by Richard. It was the greatest moment of my life because I got to even talk to Richard and have a discussion with him. But I got set straight. Let me tell you guys, man, like even like after all the research I did, I felt like I avoided all the scams. But like sometimes you can't tell like whether something's a scam or not. Like, dude, an AMM token, like it locked everybody's money so you couldn't remove your coins from staking and sell. I still can't remove my tokens from that fucking AMM. They locked the liquidity pools and everything, and then they rug pulled their own people. Like, so fucking gay. Like, I can't believe that, like, in crypto, literally 99% of crypto is a scam. I fucking hate to say it. Besides, Bitcoin's not a scam. I don't really think Doge is a scam, but doesn't make it not retarded. Ethereum isn't a scam. Well, now it's starting to look like a scam. Censored fucking transactions is not the crypto way. And it like it there's just so much room for so much more awesome. And like crypto was in the speculation thing. Dude, guys, we're buying Amazon on the dip here. We're buying Amazon on the fucking dip. Amazon dipped to $5 or something. It was like $1 or $5 after the .com bubble, but it survived. Like all these other tokens, dude, Pulse, Bitcoin, and mint as many free coins as you can with a bot. Like all this shit's just going to go to the wayside, and or it'll exist and it'll steal people's money, and you were just better off by buying and holding Icosa, Hex, or Hedron, because the gains aren't as much. And it's just like
it's really difficult for me to understand how people don't get it after a 2,400x from day one. Like, what is it that hard to understand? Price go up.
And do remember, as time goes on, guys, the share rate ratchets is up faster and harder because the longer pays better bonus. So like these shares today are going to cost twice as much in terms of hex, in a couple of years. I don't know about going to 50,000 per share. I think that's going to take like another year or two. But like, get your shares while they're cheap, get them working. And if you don't have a 15-year stake, you're doing this wrong, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who does a lot of drugs and really likes crypto. And 10%, I think, needs, you got to do your risk accordingly, but you need to have at least 10% of your shit in a 15-year stake. I took that, and looking back, there wasn't Hedron. I was even more nutty, but I believed that staking would be the key. Like, I'm all about the hex, baby. Like, Pulse Chain's cool. Let's let all the fucking retards dump. There's going to be a lot of retards dumping, I think, Pulse Chain at first. There's a lot of weak hands. Like this is how bad the Pulse Chain chat is. Like, most of the people in Pulse Chain chat didn't own Hex. All right? That's when you know. So, but as soon as Pulse bottoms, oh, I'm a Pulse bull. People will sell for a 2x. People will sell for a 50% gain. People will sell for a loss. That does make opportunity for all of us, but like, I think right now the buys are definitely here in this ecosystem. These auctions are special.
Trying to chime in more than I actually am. I'm working with my cows right now, but that's why I butt in sometimes and interrupt. Sorry, apologize about that.
No, you're good. I love like all these hate posts, like, oh look, Hex is at 2 cents, blah blah blah. Yeah, bro, you looking at only 2 cents, like, literally ignores 90% of the price appreciation in Hex. Like, dude, like, people don't even fucking get it. Like, I bought in tops before, but like, if you go all in on a top, you're probably not making other good decisions either. So, like, you should always dollar cost average. I mean, you guys are all here in this chat. You probably already see that. And, buying through the bottom, we just have to wait for that bottom to finally hit. And then it could easily reverse, man. Like, especially with now, like Icosa, we go back up to ceiling, dude. A lot of Hex will get bought off the market and it will never be sold. It will be wrapped, put into 15-year stakes, and put into the system where it literally can't be, like, not even a single hex can be taken out, I think, for like 3 years. And then, like, you only get the principal back at 7.5. That's a long time.
At the same time, that's all the reason to make 15-year stakes, because let's just say price does go up in 7 years to $100. Like, are you going to EES? Probably. And would it then have been worth it to stake that long, even if you do have to have a bit of weak hands? I would never do that. I'm just thinking from other people's viewpoint.
This is about world domination, bro. This is about changing money. Like, guys, like, ETH Hex, my only argument for why I'm not dumping all my E-Hex and shit and trying to pile into P-Hex, I just, like, staking and chilling has been the easiest thing to adjust to moving in crypto instead of just buying and holding. And other countries, they will want hex as a monetary system, and maybe like a country makes a deal, and another country like takes the forked hex, like the east side, and they have their own monetary system for their country. I'm not saying that will happen, no expectations, but I see a world where that's possible. And it may sound nuts, but like, dude, like just replace the hex with the native currency of the government. Like that's what this was invented to be. Like we could have basically pieces of all the different countries' financial systems. It probably won't ever compare to the original hex though, but like there are still exponential gains. Dude, there's unlimited amounts of money out there, guys. These governments nonstop print. I remember like telling people, I was like, wait till the government just gives up and just starts printing the money out of thin air like lunatics. And people like, oh, the US government would never do that. When we were at 2% inflation, things worked pretty good. But like it always comes back to this money crunch, print the money into oblivion, short term, and then the poor people hurt. And like you think that like this new CBDC that the government's going to use, they're not going to print it into oblivion? They're definitely going to do that, but they can't print hex into oblivion. Hex is literally a world economic just powerhouse. It takes Keynesian and Austrian economics, man, and it combines it into this system that nobody can even comprehend.
Imagine when the whole certificate of deposit legacy market realizes and finds out and educates themselves about what hex does and how it does it.
I think that I really think that people are going to have their like jaws drop at how high the price of hex can go. I think Richard's right, dude. There's just so much money and so little hex.
He said, you haven't seen anything yet when asked about what the hex price could possibly do.
Dude, Bitcoin sucks dick, guys. Like, did you guys see Alex's post on Bitcoin mining? Now, I don't know if anyone here's a miner, but I'll be fucking real. I came to an early conclusion that mining is basically a waste of your fucking time because you're buying basically used hardware from a Chinese company, and like it's not profitable. Like it's just not profitable. Like I remember trying to fight this guy. He was investing all his money into a mining company instead of hex at a penny. I swear to God, this is a true story. I begged this motherfucker. I was like, yo, mining is a dying industry. Proof of stake networks are going to replace most proof of work systems besides Bitcoin. And like, I don't think that that's sustainable or a good business model to invest in. Buying hex and staking it, there's just so much more upside. The guy didn't believe me. That guy got fucking destroyed. And like, remember, dude, every 10 minutes, new Bitcoin are created and dumped on the market, and the price just kept going up. And it's the shittiest model of any system. Like, not paying electricity costs and earning yield is awesome. I like just paying a gas fee. It sucks when gas fees are high, but like, it's one of the things. You have high or low gas fees.
People can always sell their Hedron for their to pay to run the function for end staking.
Like, do you think Elon Musk was buying Bitcoin at $3. No, he was putting his entire company's money in it at 30 grand when I was selling. When I sold my Bitcoin, the next week, the price did go up a little bit. It wasn't like a lot, but like then Elon Musk announced he was buying. Okay, so I basically sold my Bitcoin to fucking Elon Musk, and then he took a loss. Fucking idiot. And then you don't want to fucking talk about hex to people? Fuck you, you piece of shit. Go virtue signal in California. Why don't you go there, huh? And it's like these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I've spent all my time trying to learn crypto. This is the hardest technology to understand, guys. Nobody has a grasp of this industry.
My ex.
Yo.
What's up, War Dog?
Oh, Elon by a hex?
No, he didn't. But he's retarded. He doesn't know anything about crypto. He knows stuff about electric cars. Electric cars is an easier concept than blockchain technology.
He's on Twitter.
Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you understand anything else, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he was on Twitter Spaces for a minute there with Richard Hart, but then like Kim.com, like then booted him out of the room. And I think he said something like Elon said he didn't want to talk to someone who had no fashion sense. Pretty funny.
Yeah, go ahead and hey, retard, you're the one who lost all this money on Bitcoin, you fucking idiot. Go laugh at Richard's fucking Rolexes. Go ahead.
Yeah, imagine when he actually like doesn't just prejudge him, because I feel like that's actually Richard Hart's MO for the bottom of a bear market, is to do that, to FUD out all the weak hands, because it doesn't really matter about the future of the project anyhow. Those people would have already been FUDded out on the way up. And usually they're the ones that are holding liquid, like Mike was saying. So yeah, it's all coming together perfectly, all of it.
I literally have no liquid coins at all. Like I have some like ETH. I have like 0.1 or 0.2 of ETH, and that's it. All of my coins are staked, dude. Like what, dude? Like this is a real system where you don't want to hold liquid. I believe. And what a great opportunity for like guys who, you know, maybe bought the top but still believe, and they're like, oh shit, now I get to buy hex at 2 cents. Dude, that's a phenomenal deal. I don't know if we go down to a penny, but like, you know, I feel like you're just kind of splitting hairs. Like, just put in your buy orders every month and you know, build your position. When everybody realizes, oh shit, hex can just go do hex things while everything else dies, everybody will get into FOMO panic, and they will mass exodus like their hex or their Ethereum and their Bitcoin positions, because they see because they start seeing green candles here. You're like, no place is more safe, I feel, with your money. You just have to be patient and know how free markets work. You might be buying a top, might be buying the bottom. Price could go up for a week and it could be down for 2 months. You know, and then, you know, it's just like really time and patience.
It's about mastering of one's emotions, you know, and people are really emotional with their money. So it's not an easy thing to detach yourself from. And that's literally what separates a mature investor from an immature investor. And, you know, the whole staking mechanism promotes that.
Guys, some of the big players are looking at us. Who's that guy? The bald guy, Mike Novogratz. Like, dude, he's given a head nod to Hex before. He's the person who doesn't care about narrative and bullshit. Like, and I'm gonna tell you, dude, the biggest people in crypto, they might be buying Hex or are waiting to buy Hex. And it's just like, if you understand the game, they're not going to be public about it. You know, Mike Novogratz saw us through the bull run, and he was like, nice chart, winky face. And it's just like, dude, once Mike Novogratz goes up front and basically says, yeah, Bitcoin kind of sucks now. Hex is better. Oh shit. Everything changes. And, but he probably would still need to be buying his position. It's funny. After they buy, they always shill the top. So.
I like how MicroStrategies bought Bitcoin at like 40K and like a fuckload. It was hilarious.
You know who warned him not to do that? Richard Hart. Like, dude, Richard told him many times on Twitter, like, yo, are you sure you should be like, using customer funds to buy Bitcoin, like leveraged up like this? Like, he told him, like, and like, once you make a certain amount of money, dude, you feel impenetrable to like knowledge because you think you're so fucking smart. And like, it's just like, you should always stay a little humble.
I remember there was a commercial. Bitcoin was like at 60K, and this, I don't remember her name was, but she got famous for this. She was like, Bitcoin's going to 100K.
Big deal, dude. That's like a 40% return. Who gives a fuck about a 40% return?
No, but it definitely didn't go to 100K. But it's just funny that it was a commercial. It was like the TV was telling us to buy the top.
Just wait. All these haters, they will turn into lovers. I was there when Richard Hart streamed right after like Pulse was announced, and like we had a Telegram, and it was live streamed, and we all got to talk to Richard, ask him any questions we wanted. Dude, all the previous haters, they apologized, and they're like, dude, full Hexagon, 15-year stake here, and the notion of Hex will change. If storing your money securely and earning sick yield is attractive to the market, which I believe it will be, like, that means that exponential rise, like, dude, like, if Hex is the same thing as Bitcoin in terms of price appreciation from the bottom, which it had very similar types of returns this last run, dude, $100 per Hex can definitely happen. And my question is what if Hex is better than Bitcoin? It has more features. It has better holders. Like, it's just like the greatest thing ever.
Besides Icosa, right?
Well, it's like two sides of the same coin kind of thing.
Well, we're more into this ecosystem than we're like the Hex altcoin.
It is Hex. I see a world where like a lot of the Hexicans sell their Hex to buy Icosa and Hedron, and it's like it all goes within the same system. And Icosa hits ceiling price, that Hex is then bought and sold and wrapped for 15 years. So we call it a derivative. Like, and I see how that's a really fair argument, but it's just like that expansion pack of Hex. It's more features, just with like a different token, but the end result is more Hex has to be bought off the market. I'm telling you, man, like my buddy, he replaces people with software for a living. Fortune 500 company, really important guy. And even he was like, he hates crypto. He fucking hates it. But boy, when he looked at this system now, man, like he was like, okay, dude, I'm buying. He's like, December seems like a good time. He is a little bit down right now, but he's like, I just want to be close to the bottom. Like when my buddy Daisuke like switched ships and was like, oh, dude, actually Hex is that special. You're right. Everything did rug pull and steal everybody's money besides Hex. That sounds like a great investment. He's a guy who buys near the bottom. He would like or keep, even if he bought like a top, like smart money is starting to accumulate, I think. I'm accumulating, so maybe I'm part of smart money, but I don't have a lot of money, so I don't know if that means that smart money's buying, but I'm buying.
Figured if no one's talking, I'll let you guys listen to me milk my cow. I have automatic milkers. This is just how I finish my cows. I hand finish them.
This Kim.com guy and shit, him like trying to stop like Richard from speaking to Elon.
Yeah.
That's because he has all the Bitcoin, dude. He has like miners like
Right.
Mike Alfred and stuff. They have little businesses to dump Bitcoin on people.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny. It's almost like the same narrative is playing itself out, where you have these people that are like not wanting to change and not wanting to realize that there's something better. Almost like legacy. It's like legacy crypto.
Yeah, you can have a token that out appreciates Hex for maybe a time period or something. But
Right.
like, dude, this is the end. Like, I actually truly believe like there's a really good chance that like the Hex system is the end game, dude. Like, remember,
Yep.
stocks were literally deemed like uninvestable for a long time because interest rates were so high on CDs until
Right.
they took away that interest rate on CDs. You can't take away the interest rate on Hex. You cannot do it. You cannot do it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
sorry.
It's just interesting to see how everyone is affected by everyone else.
You have a way to short Hex now. I don't think that anybody should do it. I've made money. I've made my money by not gambling. If I
Right.
buy a bottom and it pumps, like while I take profits, yeah. But I'm not a trader. Like, don't short, guys. It's a bait. Even if Hex instantly goes to 50 cents right now, could it drop? Yeah. But also, it could just shoot up to $2. And like, like short squeezing. Like, can you guys imagine a world where like a whole bunch of people start shit talking Hex and actually like shorting the market? Dude, if Richard raised his hand and said, "What do you guys think? Should we short squeeze them?" Every Hexican would go and just fucking buy and hold and just shoot the price up and turn those haters and put all that money into the system. Like, I want to believe that the famous shit like isn't going to do well, because there's no way there's somebody retarded enough to try and short Hex or short just
Is it
crypto,
just-
shorting crypto in general.
Hey, Mike,
But-
is it just shorting? Isn't it longing as well?
I don't know. I would hope so.
Yeah.
What's
I think so. But I hear you. It's irresponsible. It's not being a mature investor, that's for sure. Unless
It's just easier to stake your
there's-
shit, bro.
Yeah, there's maybe one or two Yeah, absolutely stake it. But there's maybe like one or two fairly fairly safe parts in a bull market where you can long the market. You know, as long as you're not using too much leverage. I mean, I degened out a little bit and I made big mistakes, but then I also made really good moves. I'm never gonna do that again, but yeah, there's a place for it, and so you know, I think a lot of Hexicans are attracted to it simply because there's going to be fees generated, right? And if you have that token that's getting those fees, then you know. But I think I'm more excited about Power City, and well, definitely more excited about Power City and the ways that they can compound pulse or pulsex yield for you, or I guess just pulse.
What's,
You know, it's like no one's listed us still, boys. Like, it's good. I don't want these exchanges to
Good.
hold hex. They'll
Agreed.
do stupid shit with it. Like, and if they want to list hex for free, you can go do that. But I would be pissed if I found out that Richard was like trying to pay CZ to list hex on Binance. Now, fuck that. No, you come to and you fucking bend the knee to us, bitch.
Yep.
All right.
I
Like,
agree.
this isn't your ecosystem. We're not giving you a part of the supply. Fuck you. This is why DeFi, like Uniswap, was invented. I know that kills your business, but fuck you. We don't need to be listed on your exchange. I'd rather put people to use Uniswap.
You know why we don't need it? We don't need the listing is because we have the fiat on ramp now, bro, in a private bank. Fuck this KYC shit with the centralized bankers. You know what I mean? KYC with a private banker. Much easier to trust. And if the private bank is largely owned by Hexicans, game over. That was always the missing part of crypto, was like the seamless integration with legacy.
The most important things in crypto always happen while the number's down. While it's in a bear market, do you think everybody else saw Uniswap being invented and hacks and everything? Everybody missed out on it, and that was the most important thing. And now we have like, you know, Hedron, Icosa, Watsa's. Dude, like, it's done. Dude, we have the best shit. We have the best NFTs. We have the most secure crypto. We have the best yielding crypto. It's just like these losers are too stupid, unfortunately, to fucking realize how awesome this truly is. Like, the stake length is going longer. Like you like what? Like, it's just so awesome. A lot of these guys, they're big personalities. They're all fucking retarded. They'll go and tell their audience to go buy the top because Bitcoin's going to 100K. They aren't smart. They got lucky and bought Bitcoin early. All right. Like, that doesn't make you a super genius. All right. Like, you know, anyone can buy a crypto and hold it for a while and watch it appreciate in value. And then, like, a whole bunch of people want to follow you to take your bad advice. Like, that, so stupid. I just want to see Bitcoin just die to fucking 5K and all the Bitcoiners fucking crying while Hex shoots to $1. What do you guys think is going to happen when Hex flips Bitcoin? Like, dude, that's going to be a very controversial day. It's going to be a battle. You know, Yahoo, you know, I'm not saying that they're the Messiah of truth or anything, but, you know, Yahoo Finance lists us properly. Let's see if they continue to do that. But, like, dude, that's a news story. Bitcoin has been flipped for the first time in history. and it will be Hex that does it. I maybe ETH, but like, dude, the Hex will flip Bitcoin and it will blow people's minds. Remember that meme with who was it, Crypto Banter? He goes, Richard Hart was right, and he brings up the tissue to his ear or to his eye and starts crying and shit. He's like, oh, it's just like, yeah, bitch, fucking kneel. Wait till Hex is #1 market cap, and all these desperate journalists want to go talk about it. Like, oh, it's gonna be so fucking beautiful. The hate, the anger. Oh. Or maybe they'll just still be haters and just be stupid Democrats and just keep giving their money to the Democratic Party for them to steal. Like, who knows? Like, that's also a possibility as well. They might not be able to buy Hex because they just got all their money rug pulled. So let's see. I just saw a post from Eric Wall. Guys, I bought Hex back up all the way from 34 cents down to 10 cents with any meaningful amount of money. I hope to God you're getting your positions while it's at 0.025. Dude, I don't know. I think Eric Wall has always kind of been a Hexican. Like, I think he owns some Hex and he staked it just like it wasn't like a money thing. It was more like this is an interesting technology thing. But like deep inside of him, he kind of wanted it to fail. But then he sees everything and he sees the Hexican community and like like he is now like convinced. Like, we even turned a skeptic, like a paid skeptic, basically. Like, or not paid skeptic, but somebody who made a career of being a skeptic and turned him into a believer. There just ain't anything fucking better, dude. Richard Hart, dude, I feel so fucking blessed to talk to that man, dude. That dude's so fucking awesome. I wish he didn't have to flex Rolexes to get stupid people's attention, but like when he did it the way that I would prefer, he only had 5,000 subs on YouTube, and like nobody cared. Like the scammers were louder than him, and like that alone like hurt Hex. It really like it hurt Hex by Richard like not like being like, no, you're a scamming piece of shit. No, you're gonna call me a scammer? Fuck you, you retard. You shill FTX links. Like it's sad. Like that's like a social problem. It's not a Richard Hart problem or a Hex problem. Like, but he had to start savaging people, dude. Like, if you rewatch the first interview with Peter McCormick and then the video where Richard like beats the fuck out of him and makes him feel like a stupid Democrat piece of shit. Like, let me tell you, dude, like, you compare those two interviews, you start being like, oh shit, yeah, we had to do this. Humble Richard will come back. Richard will grow in audience. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a crypto event every time Richard Hart starts streaming. Like, you know, me and my buddies would be in Telegram calls doing our game theory retarded shit with Hex and Pulse Chain and stuff. And then like Richard would start streaming and be like, okay, everyone hangs up and everyone fucking runs and to go watch that stream. We're going to see that on a massive scale. Might take some time, but you know, more and more people are going to love Hex.
Mike Tyson, for fuck's sake.
I think that there are other celebrities who are, you know, big finance type people, and they own Hex. They just haven't been public about it yet. You know, it's not cool to talk about crypto in a bear market. But like more and more will come out. And I think it's important that we remember who the good, like, we need to be careful because everybody's going to be coming after us because of our amount of users, the people with the amount of money, and like shiny objects when they come up. Dude, guys, like, you got to ignore the stupid shiny objects. Yeah, there were some dudes who made some money on Litecoin. Great. I'm glad that you could float with the price of Bitcoin and not get as many X's other than for like one run with your shit fucking Litecoin, like fork of a fork. And it's like make sure you, dude, the real end game is here. It's through the share system. You know, Jim Rat Crypto, guy's fucking retarded. He's fucking retarded. I don't care if he bought Hex earlier than me or if he has more Hex than me. I don't care. Like, he's retarded. And he's being used by fucking Jack Levin. I find it funny that Jack Levin, this big Twitter guy, and you know, has 300,000 followers with like 100 likes on each post or whatever, and then he goes to Jim Rat Crypto with 4,000 followers. That something doesn't add up there. And you know, like, I think that we need to remember that, dude. Like, don't lead people off a bridge. People think they're going to mint their free commie coin and then dump it to buy more Hex. I see a world where that doesn't work out. And you were just better off to buy it and stake the Hex or buy the derivatives and stake it.
Laying it down like a top G, Mike.
Hey, dude, I was a new crypto guy and fell for bullshit. Like, not really. I always like avoided a lot of the scammy shit and everything. Like, I did pretty well, but like, I was just better off probably buying and holding the Bitcoin or the Ethereum. And like, you could tell even back then, like, looking back, that's why I went so heavy in ETH. You know, it just looked like it was going to be the layer one that like really got adoption and was going to do well. And you know, dude, you started seeing pairs and pairs with Ethereum, and now we're starting to see a lot of pairs with Hex. And like, it's going to keep being like that. Hex is that new Bitcoin, bro. It's just better. It's just so much fucking better that it's so much better in reality that people can't believe it because it's like it's 15, 20 times better than Bitcoin, right? But like, people can't, they're like, oh, it has to be a scam. Nothing could be 15 times better than Bitcoin. And it's just like, dude, the share system has never existed before. There has never been a system that can simulate compounding interest like the share system. And it's like I try to explain to people, like, you don't get it, bro. Like, how can I explain to you like world revolutionary like game theory from the share system, and for you to actually as a dumbass grasp it? It's too hard.
Basically, getting T-shares is like having the professional best investment portfolio management company ever get you the best return on your investment, because that's basically what you're doing. Like you enter that system and you're winning. It's the top tier of all crypto is the T-share.
Me and my buddy were talking, and some of this is Moon Boy stuff. So, Rich, you'll love this. You know, we already know that, like, I sold some hacks to put into my business, but it was at higher prices. So I made the right move. But, like, I see a point very quickly from where I sold to buy my new truck and stuff, like, where I should have just held the hex and staked it. Right now it's the good play because I happen to, sell between those times. But like over a longer time period, I see that investment that I made in my business like less and less good. And Richard talks about this. Like, dude, like what kind of business can you make that could outperform crypto, and then try to make a business that outperforms the best fucking crypto, the highest appreciating crypto? And it's like, dude, maybe like, dude, Hex is so fucking good that it just starts killing off a lot of the businesses because you were just better off to buy and stake the Hex. Like, dude, if Hex just always stayed at $1, imagine a world just for easy math. Like, Hex is the greatest thing ever. Like, if it stayed at 2 cents forever, or whatever price you bought in, like, it is the greatest investment of all time. And then your yield appreciates with it. Like, there's a lot of hex that I'm never going to sell. Like, it's staked for 15 years. I'm dying with that hex. Like, I'm one of those crazy people. I'm never getting rid of all my hex because that's like, this is something that I'm going to pass on for generations. And I'm just one of the earlier believers. Like, if you guys don't get it yet, or you think I'm lying or whatever, you just aren't there yet, and that's fine. It took me, like, I was there before Hedron and Icosa. I definitely look back and think I'm like even crazier, but like, I don't plan on dumping my hex. This is something special. There were dudes who held their Bitcoin for 15 years. And guys, that was a 6.5 million X. Like, you could still hold your Bitcoin probably another couple of years, and you'd probably still be in profit. But like, because the Bitcoin system, it's harder for it to keep going up. But the hex system, there's always people who want to save for tomorrow. There's always more money, and so people lock up longer. Like, and then you have the bigger players who eventually don't even want to sell their hex. And they would rather like play the auction game and everything like that, or just keep accumulating shares and then eventually own all the Hedron. Like, this type of game theory, we don't know where it could lead, bro. Like, is $1,000 hex possible? I don't know, man. Maybe. It depends on how bad the government wrecks our monetary system.
Yeah, by year 15, I think more like year 12, we'll be at 12 years from now, excuse me. We'll be at $1,000 hex.
We've never had something invented that was just this good. Hex gets lost to the test of time. The system has automatic features to where, like, if Hex is lost, like, you know, if it was staked and everything, it starts to go through the bleed system and everything like that. Like, there are so many mechanisms that make this just so much better. Just so much fucking better. Just like, dude, Bitcoin's just such bullshit now. Like, I didn't want to believe that when I got into Hex, man. I was like, Richard, don't you think you're being like a little bit harsh here? Like, you know, I felt like we should almost kumbaya, like he said in that Twitter post. I didn't say that, but like I was kind of like hinting at that. And it's like, like, dude, that shit sucks. Like, it just is just so fucking bad. The mining mechanism. Think about this. Think of how much electricity is being wasted to hash a SHA-256. Think about that. You guys, do any guys actually understand? Like, I'm not a developer or anything, so keep that in mind. But here's the basic gist. Everybody is running the SHA-256 to basically randomly guess this hard problem, or to solve this problem. And it's just a random, really, really hard problem. And it costs thousands and thousands of dollars, you know, millions of dollars daily and billions of dollars a year of electricity all across the world just to figure out this random, like, math problem. Like, and every 10 minutes, Bitcoin are rewarded and dumped on the market. Every 10 minutes. And it's just like, why don't we just do that without using all the electricity? Like, we have an electricity problem here in this world. Like, dude, in some parts of Europe, energy prices are up 400%, bro. Like, energy is like a resource you can't waste. Having a public ledger that's immutable, and have it being like efficient to run, that's just more higher upside and even more of a reason why it should survive. Like, we don't need to have like a mining company or a mining company manufacturer, or like a cheap electricity costs for our system to operate. Like, people forget. I'm sorry?
But it's so secure.
Yeah, I was here in 2017 listening to Richard Hart debate Roger Ver, and I didn't understand a lot of crypto at the time. But, like, let me tell you, the one thing that I have come to the conclusion to is miners are not your fucking friends. And Richard's right, 110%. They are not your fucking friends. And, like, the way they tried to fork Bitcoin, I think it was in, I don't think Roger Ver's like a beyond evil person, but like how they were able to try and attempt to do that really did concern me. That was the one thing I actually got wrecked on. I bought some Bitcoin Cash, and like that was like, and I got wrecked on it. I didn't buy a lot. It was, I think, like $1,000 or something. That was my worst loss of all time. And I'm glad that I lost the money, because I doubted Richard Hart, and then I lost money, and I was like, well, I'm not going to do that again. Because I was like, what if Richard's wrong? He makes so much sense, but like, what if he's wrong? And it's like, dude, like they almost like convinced me to be like, oh, I should buy some of this, and it was like a malicious like fork that like stole hash rate, which, dude, it's fucking stupid in the first place. But why do exchanges don't want to list us? Because you have to take your coins off the exchange and then stake them. Like, I do see a world, guys, where these exchanges, they get desperate, bro. If everything else is dying and everybody's just buying on Pulse X, That means all the fees are staying within our community and not going to the exchanges. You are going to probably see exchanges list Hex, but like, and I see what they're going to do. They're going to be like, oh, we're now doing Hex stakes here because Hex is popular, and they're going to do like a Maximus type thing, but it's going to be a centralized Maximus. So obviously we shouldn't like endorse it, but they're going to do it because they want to use that your money. Like, it's a way for them to use your money and leverage the big payday bonus. Like, make sure you never shill that shit. Decentralized things only. Like, I didn't do Maximus or anything, but I do like what they were trying to accomplish. But you're going to see centralized entities try to do a Maximus. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
You're right. You're right about the reflexivity. That's definitely going to happen. Even when it comes to fiat on and off ramp, because of this private bank. So, it could be somewhat of a closed loop monetary system.
Everybody was shilling Solana and shit. And when I looked at Solana, it was a couple bucks, like $10, and it shot up to 100 or whatever. Did I FOMO into it? No, I looked into it, and I was like, like it, it could pump, but it seems like it kind of sucks. Oh, isn't that funny that SBF was fucking shilling Solana to people? I remember I heard him say in the interview, like, you need to watch out for Solana. It could be the next big thing. I was like, wow, it's really strange that he's shilling a centralized layer 1. I was like, that's weird. That really turned me off. Dude, Solana ecosystem, it's all through Twitter. Dude, just terrible. Its main front man was a scammer. Yeah, I don't know if they recover from that, boys. They fucking had a layer 1 that fucking... Could you imagine logging in to your wallet and being like, oh, dude, the blockchain's down? Like, could you fucking imagine? Like, oh, I guess I'll do my transactions next week. What a fucking joke. Dude, people in crypto are so fucking stupid. I can't believe they fell. Like, I can't believe they fell for it. It's so fucking stupid. Oh, but Mike, the Solana blockchain has NFTs now. Great. And Mike, they have a forked version of an AMM. They got a DEX now. Great. But they don't have any users. Like, NFT technology, it's a technology that everybody can use. Alex is using it with Watsas. He expanded on it with the HSI encapsulation and really made it special. And it's like, having monkey JPEGs is just like one part of it, okay? Like, it's probably the smallest part. You should probably be actually solving, I don't know, like money. I think solving our banking system has a higher upside than anything else. Like, remember how many trillions were in the CD market? Like, that money will come to Hex. Why would you ever put money in a CD to earn 1% yield? Why? Like, dude, you could just stake Hex and take a 90% dip, and your interest payment would be the same.
You take a normal CD, so that way you won't even earn any money because of inflation. You'll still be negative.
Yeah, like, bro, like the volatility of crypto, it is an advantage. I like, it's hard to buy the bottoms, but like, after the bottom has been seen, like, god damn it, does it feel fucking good for the next 2 years or whatever? And it's an opportunity. Like, now we get to sell the next top, wherever it is, whether it's $1 or $10 or reaches $40. You know, like, but I do, you know, I 15-year stakes, boys. 15-year stakes. I kind of agree with fucking Randy Hilarski. I think Randy's pretty based. I like him. I think I don't like drive to his content, but he has good things to say. And you know, he says that, you know, he still does a lot of native stakes, so he can't like sell it or whatever, and it like protects you from yourself. Kind of agree with that. Oh God. Ah, dude, these haters tears this next run. Oh, dude, if I'm right and this in 2023 is the year of Hex, oh, bro, we are about to fucking see some shit being flung on Twitter, bro. Dude, it's gonna be like Fox News and like MSNBC, like everybody, like being like the controversial Hex has flipped Bitcoin, dude. It's just, it has to happen. Not financial advice. If you're taking financial advice from somebody in Telegram, you probably have something wrong with you.
So far, Telegram hasn't been compromised, at least not knowingly or obviously. So, yeah, we're not gate kept here.
Yep. Dude, that's just like that rubber band being pulled back, dude. That means that it's harder to sell down the price, man. Like, there's just more buy orders coming in. And, yeah, exciting times. I just want to say that I followed Richard Hart before it was cool. missed the beginning of Hex, but like I was still following it. I remember hearing about Hex. I just didn't know how special it truly was. I was looking at the price, say $516 for a T-shirt. Wow.
Even way less if you buy at the auction. To be honest, the
Right.
prices were fabulous the last few days.
That's true. I think that like this is that like advanced, like you have to be an advanced user to be this far. So it's okay. But yeah, like I think people like just starting out, if you just like were starting on native stakes and stuff, $500 to have a couple shares, or because if you stake longer, get more shares. So like, what a great opportunity. So as the price of Hex shoots up, man, like starts to be impossible to keep up.
Yes, the probability of prices rising from here is really great. So it's a good point for investing right now.
The thing is, most people are broke because they're squeezing people of all their money to where people have to sell their investments, and then that's the whole cycle. Then they scoop up all the people that sold just to make ends meet, and so the bear market will end after they're done doing that, and the cycle will be repeated.
It's always the same.
This time's different, man. This time's different.
Yes, we always hear that. Do you guys know by any chance, do we see some bigger buys also in Hex on chain?
I'm not really paying attention to the buys. I just watch like the EESs. I think like that's actually more important right now. But
it's a little suspect to me that I don't see the bigger players buying. So I feel like we are not at the bottom yet.
oh, by the way, boys, funniest thing that I've been doing lately. So if you guys get like when you own a business, dude, the government just like sells your information to every scammer. Like every scammer and every you know, like I'm in the trucking industry. Like, you know, you get all these fucking phone calls about all this fucking bullshit and all this stuff. And like, here's what I do when you get a telemarketer call. Here's what you do. You like you take control of the conversation. I used to be in sales, so understanding the like how to like kind of turn people to the way of your conversation. You turn them around and then you start shilling hex. You start shilling the fuck out of hex to the fucking like telemarketer people, and like they stop. Like, dude, I've been getting less phone calls because of it. Like, dude, you shill crypto, like they'll leave you alone. Life hack.
I do on Telegram. Man, I sure hope the bear market goes as long as possible and as deep as possible.
I know you do.
Still DCA in no matter what, but yeah, it's kind of nice to I think that's the key in investing is no matter what the market does, you're unaffected. So if we can position ourselves in such a way that, you know, we see the bigger picture, we've situated ourselves to where there's upside to whatever the price does. You need to go spit some alpha on a YouTube channel here, buddy.
You know, I kind of feel like I need to slap some of these fucking retards around, you know, and really set some people straight. Maybe I should sometime. I don't want to be that big personality guy and be criticized, but like, you know, there's just a lot of psycho people out there. But I think I need to set some of these fucking guys straight. Like, I think JMAT Crypto needs to be called out and smacked by like just some fucking basic shit. And like, dude, like when you shill garbage, your name is on that, man. And like, I told you, my biggest regret, man. It was called Sift Chain, bro. I shouldn't even say the name, but like, it doesn't work anymore. So like, it rug pulled everybody. But like, dude, it was an AMM and it seemed fine. It's just like, bro, like you're leading people to their like financial doom, bro. Like, you know, like now a lot of these guys aren't even passing the good information. Like, yo, dollar cost average through the bottom, 10% of your portfolio in a 15-year stake. You know, maybe something you should consider. Like, there's a lot of just easy things, and I just think that like they're not given the right stuff. Thank God we got people like Maxim now and Alex streaming. Oh, that was one of the things that I felt like in the Hex community we could improve on, and I thought that we needed to. Like, having Richard Hart is good and it's amazing, but like having an entire YouTube section of Hexicans, we need people like Maxim, man. This is. I'd like to do one. If I did one, I'd want to talk to Maxim because I actually respect him. And just
All
let
right,
you
I'm
guys
gonna set
know,
it up.
Maxim's full Hexican. Go ahead.
set that up with Maxim. He'd be into it 100%.
Yeah, go for it. He just recently put up a new video, I guess, so he's active.
You know, I think Maxim does it good. I would love to talk to him. I think that he brings a really good cool-headedness. But he's also open.
I squeeze boobs for a living.
You get to play with nipples all day.
The wrong kind of ones, right?
I'm like at the point where I used all my USDC. So now I have to probably start putting money in again. And it's like, fuck. Hate going through all this process bullshit.
Forget about CalSwap if that's helpful.
Oh, because it has like a easy onboard.
I was just saying in regards if you're running out of ETH, because it depends on what kind of transaction you're making, but like if you're just if you don't need ETH except for trading, it'll basically take the fee out of the coin that you're trading.
I actually managed to scavenge some ETH up, so I'm good there. I have like 20-30 bucks in a whole bunch of different wallets. In each wallet.
See how much work I get done in 5 hours.
Dude, I wish I had fucking work, man. Like, even my broker called me. He's like, dude, I can't get anything. And I'm like, neither can my other broker. And like, it's pretty bad. Wintertime's always rough. So, but I wish I had work. I could buy more fucking, like, more of this good shit while it's low.
I'm looking for employees. Seriously, for kratom cutting.
You could hire my buddy Jacques. Worked for my moving company for so long, he'd love Hawaii. Most trustworthy guy I've ever had.
Figure out if I can. Housing's always the biggest issue. Let me see if I can figure that out, and then I'll reach back out to you.
Yeah, like I heard Hawaii, it's like impossible to live out there. I had a buddy who did it. And he said it was just so expensive.
I figured out how to. I cracked the code in that regard to keep my cost of living extremely low. Being a farmer, it's a bit of an advantage for land situations and understanding how to live off the grid, because you don't need insulation. You hardly need a roof. Pretty much everyone that moved here brought money with them. I'm gonna be one of the rare few that makes it here. And I'm proud to say I'm not directly getting my money from the tourist industry. It feels really good to just be serving local people, the people who live here, I mean.
Yeah, I think you're doing the right thing. And it will be more appreciated by time, by people, because we need some local producers and suppliers.
Yeah, and I'm taking it to a whole different level. Like, speaking of epigenetics and just affecting change in a way that I feel like is the most effective, which in reality is a big part of it is how we eat, what we eat, where the food was grown, how, and it all ties back to the fertility of the soil. Anyhow, that's my plug for today.
It seems kind of logic.
Good.
It's really funny to me. I just checked it. In the last 24 hours, we only had one bigger buy in Hex. It was around 6 million Hex, approximately 135,000 US dollars, which was made in the last 24 hours. So it seems people are not really taking advantage of these low prices. That's why we stay here. But it can change quickly.
I think it's, man, like, who knows where that bottom is? If we saw the bottom, or if the bottom's a month from now, 6 months from now, who knows, man? But man, when we bounce, man, we're gonna bounce hard.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I can see us staying at low level prices for quite some time. It could be true that we have to wait for another year or longer, but we will for sure see some price action, I'm sure.
I want Hex to go down a little lower and Icosa like to hit ceiling, and then just like lock up a whole bunch of fucking Hex, dude. Like, and then we get rewarded for it. Like, oh, dude, like that's what I want. You know, you have to go through some pain first, but like that shoots those X's up a lot. And like I want to see more shares in the HSI auctions. We only have 0.78% of all T shares in the system right now.
Okay.
Like I want to see
Didn't know that.
5%.
Yeah, seems reasonable. It should be around that ballpark, I guess. I thought it would be more because people always complain about the impact.
People are retarded. Especially if the thought came from Twitter, it's probably retarded. It's a give and take. Like, yes, economic energy was taken to buy Hedron and develop Icosa probably, but the economic energy, like it's just so many more times and more benefit for Hex. Like there was like 1 billion Hex locked up, or 700 million Hex locked up for 15 years. Like that's positive buy pressure. That's like permanent almost. And it's like everyone else is just dumb. It's just like it's a rubber band effect. It's an economic system. You have to know how the economic system works and what part of the process is that it's in. And yes, some economic energy went into this ecosystem, but guess what? That's going to rubber band and it's going to shoot even more Hex out of the system. And that's the next point. Like we just have to wait for that to happen. And dude, if Hex goes to a penny, bro, and Icosa goes to ceiling, oh my fucking god, the amount of Hex that will get locked up. Like it's just like this rubber band, man, and the farther it gets pulled back, man, the harder it's gonna fucking snap. Like and it's gonna shoot Hex into the moon. People don't get it yet, but that's just because like a lot of these guys already made their gains in Hex. They don't care. All of us are here because we
Yeah.
need to get to that point. We want to be those bigger Hexagon players, and you know, and through the auctions, like this is how you do it. And you know, you got to play a little bit of a longer game, maybe. But like, if you want to accumulate shares, man, this is the way to do it.
I mean, the funny thing about it is you can still trade these these stakes, and by that I guess not accumulating on the auction now is like a stupid thing to do, because you can profit in so many ways. You also can make the gains on these stakes and sell them in the next run up, and yeah.
Doesn't affect the Hex price. Like, ooh, I really do see a world where there are more shares in the system and the HSI auctions than 0.78. And what that does for all of us here is just phenomenal. It's just fucking beautiful. Like, does anyone here actually own Bitcoin? Like, is there actually anybody here who owns some? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I do, man. It's like a thing that I just kept. Stupid, but I thought it many times because in the run up of Hex, I was thinking of putting these bitcoins into Hex, but I never did it. So, but sometimes, and now, for example, I'm glad I didn't do it because I can use this money right now to buy this cheap Hex, for example. So it's
I told my
always.
buddy, I run my buddy's portfolio, and because he doesn't keep up with crypto, so I manage his entire portfolio, and he will tell you I have done God's work with it, and I convinced him to sell all his Bitcoin and buy Hex. I think it was like at 4 or 6 cents or something, and he staked it. And like, you know, we are lower than that, but like, you know, he had all those like X's going up, and you know, and now he has all that interest. Like, he made 80,000 in interest off his first stake, or like 80,000 Hex. You know, even on the dip, that's still really good yield. And he doesn't look back on it. Like, dude, Bitcoin does have room to go lower, bro. And remember, like,
It's
you
true.
know, if Richard was the one who sold the top, you know, there is always more money in the system, but I don't think Richard's going to go buy any more Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Bitcoin just
but
lost
I
its
don't
like
think
biggest
he sold
holder.
the top. To be
I do.
honest with you, I think Richard still owns a shitload of
He might own some,
bitcoins.
but dude, he totally sold the top. Why do you think he was able to call it on the day? He was just basically telling the entire like world, like, "Hey guys, dumping. The price is going down. Like, go and press the sell button." Like, I don't know. Like, I think Bitcoin going down 50% is definitely in the realm of possibility, dude. Mount Gox coins, dude. Like, every dude that I talked to a couple people who are part of the Mount Gox case, and I think like they're only getting like 15% of their original Bitcoin. But remember, like, Bitcoin went up like 100x or something from that. I can't remember when Mount Gox coins got locked up, but like all those dudes are dumping, bro.
Yeah, sure. And as far as I heard, they even only get a dollar refund, and Bitcoin will be sold in order to refund them in dollars. But I don't know if this is true. That's what I read sometime before. But for sure, there will come a lot of Bitcoin to the market as soon as they will be freed for transaction.
Yeah, I would definitely consider putting your Bitcoin to work. Remember, dude, some countries can't even run Bitcoin fucking miners anymore because it's so inefficient. That's not good.
Yeah, it's true. But also, it's good to diversify your assets, and in order for that to provide to my portfolio some diversification in other projects than Richard Hard associated. That's why
You
I
do you.
kept it.
I'm about
But
keeping as much money in the best things possible. That's how
it's
you get the
true.
biggest gains.
And
I don't want to be a
I mean,
millionaire. I want to be a fucking billionaire.
yeah, you do you. That's I hope many people do not make the mistakes I do, but also I profited heavily on Hex, so I just kept it. But right now is probably a good moment to rethink and put it to work. Yes.
I mean, shit, dude. Like, putting in the Hedron, Watsas, Icosa pool, fucking Hex. Oh, oh. Just the yield alone. Oh, so good.
Yeah, true.
Actually, no, don't listen to me. Keep your fucking shit, Bitcoin. Yeah, diversify. Yeah, just don't put that money into the pool. You'll dilute me.
Do you know from the beginning of Icosa what's the dilution rate? How much bigger got the pool?
Terrible. I had a
Okay.
stake that was 0.02 or something, and it was like 3,500 Icosa or whatever, and like now that same stake is 0.0138. So it's getting very,
Okay.
very competitive very quickly in the Icosa pool, and it's very likely because the majority of the staked Hedron, I think, is in Dolphin wallets, or like a large portion of it. It's just going to get
Yeah.
very diluted because all the they're either going to dump their Icosa or they're going to stake it, and I think there's a higher likelihood that a lot of them stake it, and there's going to be a lot of Icosa that comes in. So you're probably going to lose 50% of your position, I would imagine.
Yeah, if since the beginning it was like factor 10 or 11 even that it became bigger, it seems reasonable that it will dilute even further.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen. Or the price of Icosa is going to crash because they didn't stake it and they dumped it. That's always possible too. I think the majority of the sell pressure right now from Icosa, now it's not really the HSIs or the auctions. It's the Hedron stakers taking their yield and dumping it. At least that's what Dev Huey
Okay.
posted, and Dev Huey's smart as fucking shit. Follow him on Twitter.
Yes, true.
To see what these guys with the Hedron stakes do next. They gonna dump their Icosa and buy more Hedron? Or are they gonna stake? Is it a little bit of both? What happens here? I think, and also I think people are going to really get into this 00 UTC. Everybody goes and checks their payouts for the day and stuff. I think focusing more on your yield rather than your like overall position, you weren't going to sell anyway. You know, like I have a multiple year window whenever I buy anything, and a longer time horizon for other things, and it's like you weren't going to sell anyway. So it's like, who cares? Just focus on your yield. Makes investing in crypto so much easier. Like my buddy who he bought and like Icosa dropped and shit, but he's cool because he's like, wow, dude, I'm really making like some sick yield. He has some Hedron staked and shit, and he has a Watson now, and like he's just chilling. Makes the investing like easier, I think.
I mean, getting a return is the point of investing, and I see the usefulness in this concept, but for ordinary people, there needs to be a higher price stability so they can trust on these yields to be.
Dude, Bitcoin was volatile for so many years.
Yeah,
Who cares? Like
true.
people can
No,
have the
but
stupid
I
notion.
mean,
People like
Bitcoin is still not
volatility because
mainstream.
that's where you get those gains.
True. We like them, but I'm talking from the average Joe. If you want,
Well, the average Joe's fucking
to...
poor, so like, who cares? Like,
True that.
like who cares? Like, if you want just like $1 hex forever, like you probably don't have a lot of money right now anyway. Like people are going to get it because people are going to join in because of the gains, and then they're going to learn about the yield. Dips are opportunities.
Yeah,
People will
true.
eventually learn.
But I just want to say, if this system is getting bigger and more people participate, the returns will get smaller and price will become more stable, and that's when it will attract most people. At the moment, it is here for us risk takers to make the gains the others dream of, but they will come late, always.
Yeah, it's just like that meme, like hex at $1, and everyone's lining up, and they're like hex at 2 cents, and no one's there.
Exactly.
Can't wait till I have my fucking hex vet and shit, and like fucking get the flex on people. The Challenger was so nice to flex on people and shit, but like that Corvette is just like that next level of flexing on people, especially if there's like a nice like fucking hex wrap on it. Like, oh baby.
You would absolutely dox yourself. And I can tell you, flexing on people isn't like the biggest thing. You will have many other ideas.
I wasn't gonna post it all over the internet. That was like a personal
No, but
thing. Like it's not like I'm
just saying. Richard once gave this advice. He told us like, yeah, don't put like stickers on your car if you don't want to dox yourself.
for the brand. And plus, like, my shit's fucking. Good luck figuring out my private keys. Good luck.
I mean, true that, and for a marketing perspective,
My shit is
it's
so
the best
fucking
thing.
hidden deep down. I like went back to get it, my shit, and I'm like surprised I actually was able to get them all. So, like, I hear you. But like, there's other people who go around with hex shirts. There are people who walk around with hex hats. It's the same fucking thing. Remember that guy
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
news? It
us
had his
being
full fucking name, and he has a fucking hex hat there. Technically, he doxed himself.
I mean, I doxed myself plenty of times. You need to store your keys properly. That's true. But from a point of criminal perspective, like they will rather rob you if you have like these stickers on your car than if not. So that's the thing, like getting a gun to your head. But as long as you live in a safe place.
The same thing said about anything though. Like, dude, you could get a regular Corvette, and like you could have a Bitcoin sticker or no Bitcoin sticker. You're still the same type of target.
Yeah, it's flexing that makes you the target, right?
Maybe you just shouldn't live in a Democrat city. You'd probably be fine.
Yeah, just buy your gun holder with the Corvette, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Second Amendment, bitch.
And that's a little head up for you guys. I've been to this point of the market like twice, and I've seen all the people losing faith in crypto, in certain projects whatsoever. But you will get rewarded for staying in this space, and it's a good thing that you are here. So keep that in mind and stay buying the dip.
I think one of the most important things all of us could do is get crypto correct. You know, you get crypto right, man. I think a lot of other things kind of fall in line, you know?
Yeah, and it will be more important in the future. You cannot tell me, you cannot close your eyes from digitalization, and more things will be done by computers, and we need a currency or a value system that is suitable for all these new processes. So it will be massive.
Never doubt Richard Hart. Never doubt Richard Hart.
Yeah, he never disappoints. Never.
All right, boys, I'm heading out for a bit. Go play some games. We are going to start doing meetups right around yield time, like between like 6 and 7. You guys should just tune in and join, be part of the group, and really I think spreading this notion of like focusing on yield. This was DJ's idea, and I think that it's a good thing. So if you guys got some spare time every day, like I'm going to be, if I miss a day here or there, I'm sorry. Um, but like I'll try to be there as every day that I can, and like you know, like having an event every day to where we're all getting paid is awesome. Let's all participate and all show up, and it just grows everything better anyway. It brings people to Hex, it brings people to this ecosystem because they'll tune in and be like, "Oh man, there's always fucking people in the Icosa chat," and fucking like noticing, like what your yield was and stuff. The other day it was a shitty day. Like we made a 0.5% interest. Oh, a 0.5% in a day. How am I supposed to feed my kids? You know. Um. Everyone should come and join and around yield time whenever you can, and just participate and help save other people. You know, a delay of gratification, getting paid to hold your crypto, is a notion that other people just need to understand, and it is that exciting where we should all gather. So I'm heading out. Pleasure talking to everybody.
Same. Have a good evening.
You as well. Zoop.
Thanks, Mike.